I think most of these women were not interested in labels. They weren't interested in having endless discussions about whether they were feminist or not. They didn't particularly engage in long debates about the nature of social science and the right kind of methods to use. They didn't certainly have the term evidence-based public policy, although some of the American women came pretty close to it. I mean, their statements, the statements they made about the need for social policies to be based on facts, echo very much this kinds of statements that were made at the beginning of the evidence-based policy movement here in the 1980s. They're very, very similar. And the call for there to be research institutes which could serve government and do the reviews of research and do all the background work that should be done whenever a piece of legislation or a particular programme is being considered. You know, that was all going on. But they did, you're right in saying that they made it up as they went along. That is precisely what they did. So, you know, when Octavia Hill, with her friendly visiting, discovered how poor people actually lived, she tried out different methods of helping them, and then she settled on something, and then other people from other countries, including other people from other countries, came and saw what she was doing and took it back to their countries. And she wasn't, Octavia wasn't one of the top evidence-based public policy people in the book, but there were many of them who were making this case, and what they were pointing to was how many of the things governments did were actually counterproductive. You know, they didn't establish the goals which the programme, whatever it was, had set out to establish. So they didn't call it evidence-based policy, but that's what it was. And they didn't call it social science sometimes, but that's what it was.